This video has been brought to you by Paperlike. Paperlike is a screen protector for your brand new iPad Pro that feels and sounds like you're writing on paper, and it drastically reduces glare and fingerprints. So if you guys are interested in Paperlike, of course, links are down below. If you love Apple, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. What is going on, guys? Apple World here. So this is my 2018 iPad Pro review. So let's go ahead and start everything off with the design, because a bunch of you guys have been actually asking me, Mickey, is this iPad Pro actually comfortable? Since it's actually squared, is it actually comfortable? The first days that I was actually testing this iPad Pro out, I didn't think it was too comfortable. Now that I've been actually using it for over a week and a half, I can actually say this thing is actually really comfortable. I wouldn't actually like to go back with rounded edges. I really like this new iPad Pro with the square design. Really comfortable. The nuance to its display feels like you're actually holding a piece of glass, which is simply amazing. The home button is now a thing of the past. So now if you simply want to go to your home screen, you simply swipe up. If you swipe up and hold, you get all of your apps. If you swipe down, you get your control center. If you swipe down from the middle, you get your notification center. If you've used the iPhone 10, of course, you're going to get used to this really quickly. If you've never used an iPhone 10 or 10s or 10R, it might get some time to get used to, probably like a couple days. I love not having a home button anymore. I mean, gestures are simply amazing. I mean, just by simply doing like this, this is simply amazing. Amazing. Gestures on the iPad Pro 2018 is simply amazing. It's good on the iPhone 10s, and it's of course amazing on the new iPad Pro. Touch ID has been replaced with Face ID, which in my opinion, it's so much better. I mean, with Face ID, you didn't even think about it. You simply swipe up, and you can actually swipe up. You can actually unlock your iPad any orientation you actually want. So if you want to actually want to unlock your iPad upside down, you can actually do that, which is really comfortable. I mean, Face ID, it's actually got the second generation Face ID, which works so well, so fast, so simple, and of course so secure. We get a beautiful LCD display with liquid retina, which basically allows the screen to have really accurate colors, which simply look. We also get ProMotion and a True Tone display. A True Tone display basically adapts to the color temperature on whatever room you're actually in. So let's go ahead and say your room is actually really warm. Your display is going to display a little bit of an orangey color. If you're in a colder room, your display will actually show you a little bit more bluish tones. It works so well. It's amazing. If you edit a lot of photos, I turn it off because of course you're not gonna get actual color correction perfectly. But of course, if you don't really do a bunch of photography editing, turn on True Tone. Trust me, it's amazing. Let's talk about battery, because the week that I've actually been using the 11-inch version, it's been doing okay. I wouldn't say it's the best battery in the world. It lasts me exactly throughout the whole day with an intensive use. I use this with a bunch of note-taking. I edit a bunch of photos. I, of course, watch a bunch of videos. So today, it's actually 8 o'clock right now, and it's currently at 6%, and I've been using this iPad a lot today. I've been doing a lot of notes in school. So yeah, battery, not the best, not the worst. It's okay. I feel like Apple could really improve on this because it's still 8 and it's got 6%, but it's good stuff. We get the A12X Bionic chip on this year's iPad Pro, which makes things such as multitasking, playing games, drawing with a bunch of layers a no-brainer. I mean, everything is so fast, so fluid. I might even say that it's too fast because iOS doesn't take the full potential of this chip. I mean, it's too fast for this iPad. I mean, Apple, please give us a tablet OS. I don't want to get into this discussion because I actually mentioned on my last video, which by the way, if you guys haven't checked it out, it was my first impressions with this iPad. I talked about how, I mean, just go watch it, but I basically said how iPad Pros in general need a better file management service, because basically if I want to edit videos, and also Apple has to add Final Cut, but if I want to edit videos, I don't have a proper file management service where I can put my music, my videos all in one app. For example, if I want to import a bunch of my apps to Adobe Photo, for example, I can't. I have to go straight to the Photos app. So pretty annoying stuff. I'm still pretty annoyed that this year's iPad didn't have a proper file management service, or how Apple didn't make the iPad Pro a pro device. They made the iPad Pro from outside perfect. It's fast, great cameras. We're going to talk about all of that in just a second, but they didn't make iOS actually better. So I guess we will have to wait in iOS 13. But anyways, I actually talked about all that in my last video, so definitely go ahead and check it out. Links are down below. We also got the new redesigned Apple Pencil, and I have to say this thing is actually pretty useful. If you actually double tap, it will switch from the eraser to the pencil, or you can actually switch from the tools. It's honestly really amazing. I've been using it on school, writing notes, and simply by double tapping, erasing, double tapping, writing, it's amazing. Totally recommend this year's Apple Pencil. And now finally you actually have a place on your iPad Pro's home, so it simply attaches just like that, and I really like that. We also get the new $200 smart keyboard, which you can prop to 2 different viewing angles, which is great. But there's one thing that I don't really like about it, is when you do like this, you get the keys in the back. And I don't like it at all. I mean, you're just viewing content and you're always tapping on the keys. The keys don't actually work when they're propped up this way, but I just find them annoying. I mean, always having to tap on these. Apple, bad design. You guys know that one of my favorite features on this year's iPad is USB-C. I have so many dongles, and now I can actually connect so many things onto this year's iPad. I've got SD card adapters, which I can just plug in my footage directly to my iPad, which works so well. I love USB-C, and as you guys know, the future is all USB-C. Cameras in 2018 already have USB-C, so USB-C is the future, and I'm so happy that this year's iPad actually have it. Hopefully, Apple actually add USB-C coming to the iPhones. That'd be amazing. Just being able to travel just with one cable, I'm down for that. We don't get a headphone jack on this year's iPad, which in my opinion, I don't really care. I never use the headphone jack. I hate the headphone jack. But for you musicians, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. Next up is the camera. And the cameras on the new iPad Pros are absolutely, I mean, they're too good. I mean, who even wants to take photos on their iPad? I know we still scan documents, and I'm really glad that we have this camera, but I'm just making a point. I mean, this camera on the new iPads are absolutely insane. They're the same cameras on the iPhone XS, which you guys know, they're amazing. You can take portrait mode selfies. It's that good. So anyways, guys, concluding the video, can this year's iPad Pro replace your MacBook? I'll just tell you guys my experience with the iPad Pro. My iPad Pro can totally replace my MacBook, but it can't replace this guy, my iMac. Now, why am I saying this? Basically, all of my hard work, all of my hardcore video editing, photo editing, thumbnail work, I just do on my iMac because it's simply easier. We've got a good file management on the Mac. We've got such good stuff on the Mac. If I want to download music for my videos, it's so simple to do it on my Mac. I can't do that on my iPad. If I actually want to edit a video one day on my iPad, I technically can, but it's just so much easier on the Mac. If I want to edit a video, I'd have to download a song from my Mac and then send it over to the iPad. I mean, I just feel like the iPad Pro should do that right now in 2018, and it can't. File management on the iPad Pro sucks. If I want to actually import videos to edit a video, it's just so complicated. But, I mean, this is me. But maybe for you, it could replace your MacBook. If you are a casual computer user, if you reply to emails, if you surf the web, of course the iPad Pro can replace your MacBook. If you do late photo editing, if you're a student, the iPad Pro is perfect. I made an iPad Pro versus MacBook comparison, and the iPad Pro actually won. I mean, the iPad Pro, I use it in school every single day. I note take every single day. I study every single day out of this. I do presentations always on my iPad Pro. So if you're a student, definitely consider the iPad Pro, because I don't really know what I'd do without it. I mean, note taking with the Apple Pencil, marking up documents, it's amazing. So it all depends on what you do, if it can actually replace your MacBook. So there you have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys enjoyed the video, of course, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you guys want to help support the channel, of course, and buy some awesome t-shirts, make sure to check out appleworldclothing.com. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.
I've been having dreams, jumping on a trampoline, flipping in the air. I never land, just float there. As I'm looking up, suddenly